Basket history, but now it's time for business. Second semifinal. Missy will jump with Bruno Fernando. Cameroon getting first play. Oh, reaching there, no foul given. Shilde Dundol looking to push. And there's a connection, finding Valente.
And that's how Angola wants to play. We see Dundal picking up where he left off from that brilliant quarterfinal game. Be interesting to see if they can get Jeremiah Hill off the ball, maybe try to post him up. It's one thing we haven't seen opposing teams really try to do against Angola.
8-second violation. I think you saw the reaction from Alfred Aboya. Of course, we won't know until we see a replay, but Shilde Dundal must have timed that code of interception very quickly because that was close.
We see 2 forced turnovers from Shilde. And that's what he does, such high energy on both ends of the floor. We saw the masterpiece he put on in the quarterfinals, and you can see early on here making a big impact.
Coming off that high screen, Francisco this time getting denied by Missy. That's one way to defend the pace. And now Show finds a Taba. That may have taken a bit of contact. That's good defensive closeout by Fernando. Cameroon's going to have to work hard to get good looks from the perimeter. Well, there's a gamble. Fernando goes in, misses. Francisco, well, hasn't played too much here in the AfroBasket, but he gets the first 2 field goals. Now Show will go, and another block. Now here comes Dundal, 3, transition. Oh, Missy, again. Both teams just protecting the paint at the moment.
What a pace to the start of this game. A little surprised Cameroon's trying to run with Angola. Thought they would probably look to slow it down a little bit. And this matchup right here.
Baye bumping in the lane. Little teardrop getting the first 2 points for Cameroon. Of course, he's incredible. Jeremiah Hill, that game against Nigeria, going down with a very scary injury. Maybe not 100%. Oh, Missy gets his 3rd block. You know what, Coach? I like how this game's being officiated. It's quite physical. Now Missy goes in, can't finish.
Nice contest at the rim from Fernando. You see the 2 NBA players going head to head at the rim.
Well, everything is going to run through Shilde Dundal here in the backcourt. There's the Horns action. Dundal, alley-oop, and Fernando unable to connect. Final seconds, it's going to be a 24-second violation. But you got to love the atmosphere here tonight, Coach. You never lost a game when you were the coach, and right now, Missy, 3 blocks already here in the first few moments. And that time, Fernando responded. But, Coach, going back to this atmosphere, even for you as a coach, you know, what are the goosebump feelings like?
Well, you can see this crowd can get really loud, but they also know their basketball. See a nice finish there, but I feel like the crowds in our games here always understood when to give their most energy. You know, it's really a basketball country. They love their sport, know their history, and are a big part of the success of this national team.
Baye getting the and-1, so now he'll go to the free throw line. Well, we may have a line violation here against Angola, I believe, so it's going to be another chance at the free throw line. This time converts. 1-point lead to Cameroon here in the first 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Angola built a very early lead against Cabo Verde. Because they made a comeback. The game went right down to the final minutes in the 4th quarter. Now Bruno, pick, pop, buries a 3-pointer.
A big 3 there from Bruno. This is going to be a fun matchup between these 2.
Well, here's a problem Cameroon's going to pose to the bigs of Angola. Missy, you know, very dynamic player, likes to catch, you know, quite often from either 15 to the perimeter, and he puts the ball on the floor and isolates. And Coach, where he's got the advantage, the quick foot speed. But Bruno, well, they need more of that tonight if they're going to go to the finals.
Well, if there's anything that's positive about Jilson Bango being out, is that Fernando now can slide over to his more natural power forward position. He's been playing the small forward up until this point. You can tell it just feels a lot more comfortable at that 4 spot in that previous play, getting that pick and pop 3.
Well, another lane violation is going to be called. So Missy's now going to have 2 free throws. Oh, misses again. Well, what a moment in this man's career, because he was one of their greatest centers of all time. Because if not the greatest center during his heyday to ever wear the Cameroonian national team jersey, but Missy, even getting 2 extra free throws, still missing. Now Dundo finds Fernando. Mismatch here against Tamanak Show. Twisting, turning. Missy coming up with a rebound. Giving it away in the throwdown time. Well, Valente goes in.
You can see Cameroon going with switching 1 through 5. Angola loves to post, so I'm a little surprised at that coverage.
Bae sets a screen, now rolls. Ateba, he's made a lot so far. Offensive rebound, but now Hill will try from downtown. Big time 3 by Jeremiah Hill.
These two teams going at each other, seen some big shots from big players already.
Well, Francisco had the seal off. Valente went for the 3-pointer. Missy comes up with the board. Cameroon can't take the lead. Well, Show gets past the defender. Pump fakes now. Coach. That is a, well, Cameroon asking the question.
Well, it's interesting, you know, if the contact is made at the head with your arm, for sure it's going to be unsportsmanlike. This case, it's his foot. And I think
I've seen those given before, though.
Well, it's definitely something for them to talk about. I think McCaughey just kept, you know, caught up in the air on that play, and Cameroon really trying to attack this ball pressure, going right at Angola so far in this game.
Tamanak Show currently at the free throw line, now leveling things up. Just over 4 minutes played here in the first quarter. Cameroon struggling here from the free throw line. Because that doesn't want to be a case. You don't want to look back and think, could we have got to the final had we converted all of our free throws? Angola. They want Shilde Dundal to take the 3. They're going under the screens. Final seconds. Has to pull up, puts a high arc on it. Goes out of bounds. Cameroon will get it back. That's good defense.
Well, that is great defense from Show. It's something we didn't see Cabo Verde do in that quarterfinal game. That's just stay underneath these screens. Make sure to beat you from the perimeter. We saw in that quarterfinal game 23 free throw attempts. And when he's downhill, it can be such a problem.
Well, Hill made his first 3. A little short on that one. Both teams possess the size to keep each other off the offensive boards. But Angola turned it over. Now Cameroon counterattack. Hill wide open 3, transition. Big offensive board by Baye. Now I just wonder, I don't know who was trailing Hill, but there may have been a bit of contact from his own teammate when he attempted that 3.
That was a nice rhythm pull up. Just taking one earlier. See Baye here battling down low.
That's only their second offensive board. Sylvie De Souza, along with Selton, Miguel, and Gaku subbing in, so quite a big change coming up. Now imagine Selton's going to be the primary ball handler. No, they kept Dundo on the floor.
Well, no Naras yet for Cameroon, so we'll have to wait and see what the status is. Did not play in the previous game. We did see him warming up today.
Cameroon now 50% from the free throw line. They've converted 3 out of 6. It's time by A, makes both. 2-point lead currently here to Cameroon. Because at this stage against Cabo Verde, Angola had a 15-point lead. Souza trying to get a seal off. Well, Ayaga's going to get called for the foul. And I think it's the right decision, but you can clearly see both players battling very physically for that spot.
Well, De Souza so strong down there. Looks like Ayaga has got him wrapped up a little bit earlier in that possession. And a nice job of Cameroon, though, switching with the guards on the Spanish pick and roll. It's a set Angola likes to use quite a bit.
Miguel, wide open 3. Because he made that huge three-pointer against Cabo Verde that gave them the 3-point lead late in the 4th quarter. That time, not able to finish. Now, here's a question about Angola, coach. They aren't the most consistent 3-point shooting team.
Well, if they have a weakness, it's definitely their outside shooting. I think if you're Cameroon, just got to try to stay compact, make them shoot from the perimeter and then rebound. That's the hard part. So Angola will send their bigs to the glass. They always keep 2 to 3 on the floor at all times. So if you're Cameroon with Missy not in the game right now, you got to really be good with your blockouts.
Finding Baye again on the roll. Ayaga, 3 in the corner. That's what they do best. Remember their opening game, 11 out of 29 from downtown.
That's a great shot there from Ayaga. Way to knock that down.
5-point lead currently to Cameroon. Kokila flashes high. Just a very poor entry pass. I'm not sure if he thought De Souza was going to try to maybe move on the lob, but that's good defense yet again for Cameroon.
Well, these guards are really battling, so they've been switching these pick and rolls. Angola's trying to go to high-low entries. That time, really nice job of fighting, making it difficult.
Well, this is going to be a test here for Cameroon because seeing as Shilde Dundal's out, they're now going to bring Gebekam in. And there you can see already, first turnover. Luketti decides to go himself, and he finishes.
And that's where you got to be disciplined. Hill not in the game right now. You got to take care of the ball.
And I say, Coach, a worrying sign for Cameroon. Gebekam, he's going to need some help, obviously, respect to him, but in that case, it seems like he was very inclined to let Ateba bring the ball up. I mean,
he's going to have to present himself as that lead guard. Can't be afraid of drawing these traps. But if you find the pass out of them, we saw that against Cabo Verde, able to really cash in most of the time, finding the short roll, finding the flash big, and then playing quickly out of that.
Well, Fabian Ateba has been one of their key scorers. Led them in that defeat against Nigeria because he's a very good spot-up perimeter shooter. He has also shown that ability to be a very solid swingman, but his threat is going to be from the three-point line. Converts them both. Oh, Luketti. And now getting a bit of an advantage against Gebekam. Kenny now splits the defense. That's the kick out. Selton tries to go the way, out of control. Angola survived. They get an offensive rebound. Great work by Selton Miguel. Well, Kenny thinks about it. Now he goes for it. No basket. Offensive foul. Gaku's going to get called for a push away from the ball underneath the bucket.
I'd have to see the replay on that. The official right on top of him. Absolutely. That's the right call there. And that's the thing about Angola. Very physical team. We saw against Cabo Verde a little bit of a controversy with the free throw discrepancy. And this game here, the officials right on top of it.
Well, unfortunately, as one of their better three-point shooters, he does pick up his second personal foul. Angola cannot commit another foul. They'll just send Cameroon to the free throw line. Missy got it by De Souza. Ateba goes for a quick three. I'm not sure that's the shot they wanted to go for, Coach.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Just got to be disciplined here if you're Cameroon. See the run and jump.
Well, Miguel, this time, space, three. Unable to finish. Great work by Show coming up with a rebound.
Really nice. I think he took it off the rim there. Didn't give it a chance to maybe roll in. Cameroon lucky to dodge that bullet. Got a little disorganized after that half-court trap.
Show finds a way. Goes in. Are you kidding me? That is showtime. Wow, he dunked on two players.
We have seen a couple of highlights from Show. And that one right there going in strong.
Well, Lucchini finds Silvio. And he just said to Show, guess what? I'm the big boss. And I do things just simply better than you do.
It's interesting. I thought they did a nice job keeping Shilda out of the paint, but Lucchini here able to get in a couple of times, drawing the bigs, and you see Show there putting on a show once again.
Well, he's very explosive, that's for sure. Still a 5-point lead in Quebec. Flash on forced turnover, and you can understand why Jeremiah Hill's inbounding it, because he's got to still watch his movement. He's not healthy on that one knee.
This is where they have to be disciplined. You know Angola's going to press you the whole game. They're going to be physical. You got to show yourself to the ball. Play through some of this grabbing. Make yourself presentable.
Well, Missy making it tough. No, I think that's an out-of-bounds violation. It's hit the top of the backboard. I think Missy's only just realized that he hasn't been called for a foul. But now again.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you're Missy, you might want to be that pressure release big. We know he can handle in the half court, and these guards just climb up into something that Cabo Verde is really never able to solve.
Beckham waiting for that screen. Takes quite a bump there from Silvio. That's going to be another turnover. And now Angola. Want to get something here. Try to get this crowd back into it. And she passes to Fernandez. Good hands by Jeremiah Hill. Sideline ball deep in the corner here for Angola. Lucchini tries to attack. Lucchini goes in. Well, did he get a fake? That'd be 4 blocks already here in the first quarter for Missy.
Well, that's a great block from Missy. Again, Lucchini able to get to the paint, going to his strong left hand, but Missy there to clean it up.
Well, you can definitely see the backcourt plays. A little bit of nerves. Quebec tries. Well, they're going to call a foul here on Eve Missy. A push in the back is going to be called.
I don't think it's on Missy. It looks like Beckham there with the push. And
okay, yeah.
You see Missy there getting up, meet Lucchini at the rim.
Now finding Silvio. Silvio goes in, and coach, 6 blocks. Let me tell you something right now. Don't even try to collab with this guy on IG. He will simply block you.
Well, he's been tremendous here in this first quarter, really cleaning up everything that's come to the rim.
Miguel, time winding down. I think if Ayega left that one, Cameroon probably would have come up with a steal, but they still lead by 5 with 34.4 left. Now Angola only has 5 on the shot clock. Oh, it goes out of bounds. But again, they'll get it back. Sylvia De Souza. Turning it over on the handoff. Quebec bumps, goes in, and he'll go to the free throw line. Cameroon building that lead, as now they will lead by 7 points here in the first quarter. Potentially 8. Good defense by Quebec.
It was. Saw De Souza deep in the corner. Tough place to take a handoff from, and Beckham there. Nice job of shielding Fernandez off and finishing through the contact.
Well, I'm reading the live stats now. It says Yves Missy with 4 blocks, but unless I'm counting incorrectly, I thought he had 6.
Well, he's got a lot, whatever that number is. He's been tremendous.
8-point lead, 3 seconds difference. Luchetti, can he make this 3? Way off the mark. Now Miguel will try another one. Third time lucky, and you bet he can. Big 3-pointer. Still time here for Cameroon. Hill goes from nearly the halfway line. Almost got it off the bank. Well, that is the end of the first quarter here in the second semifinal. A 5-point lead to Cameroon. Still with that 3-pointer. Fans, you can definitely feel that, you know, they got a big celebration from it, but they know they're up for a big challenge.
Well, an important 3 there. Offensive rebound, such a big part of what they do, and hard to match up with shooters on the perimeter on those kickouts.
Well, there your stats so far. Both teams with 2 3-point field goals. Cameroon getting to the free throw line for 10 free throws, converting 7 of them. But now we'll take a look at the highlights here from the first quarter. Well, it's been a great start, and even without Gilson Bango, this team's got to learn how to compete. Eduardo Francisco of Benfica getting the first 4 points here, but Baye, with his 5-0 run, started to get things going for Cameroon.
Well, both teams going back and forth early in this game, and then kind of turned into a grinded out affair over the last 6 or 7 minutes.
And that was a dunk by Valente. That was the first 3 coming from Jeremiah Hill, and silencing this home crowd, but showtime. Penetrated left. Put both Souza and Kokila on a post of the net. Didn't take long for big Silvio to get his revenge.
Well, absolutely. Strong finish from him. You see Beckham, nice job forcing the turnover, shielding Fernandez off for the and one.
Well, worrying sign a little bit for both teams. Combined total of 11 turnovers. Angola have 6, but you kind of would feel that here in the early stages. But fans, if you love international basketball, scan that QR code and download Courtside 1891, where you can watch all the best live streams and get extended highlights of FIBA competitions, as well as the warm-up games ahead of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket. Courtside 1891, download it today.
Well, interesting here. We've got the 3 guards together. Selton Miguel, Luchetti, Shilda all on the court at the same time. I'm not sure we've seen this lineup from Angola very much in this tournament.
Even on one leg, Jeremiah Hill's going to match up here with Shilda Dundell. Miguel trying to force his way in the paint. There's a pump fake. Has to give up, and it's going to be an ab one for Fernando. Well, he learned his lesson. Pump fake, get Missy flying, and then find big Bruno.
Well, you got to know Missy's rotating over, looking to block everything, and just great patience here from Selton Miguel. Seeing the big and finding the beautiful drop-off.
Well, you can cut it down to a 2-point ball game. This would be a big 6-0 run for Angola, but unable to hit the free throw. Baye coming up with the rebound. Interesting. As great as Missy's been on defense, still yet to find his first points. Baye picks up his dribble. Lute's only just subbed in. Quebec splits the defense. Got a tough move.
It's a beautiful split from Beckham and a tough finish at the rim.
extending it back to a 5-point lead. Running that high screen with both Celta Miguel and Fernando. Just getting the shooter's roll on the drop.
Well, they're electing to go over these ball screens. Miguel's doing a nice job getting into the paint, making good decisions.
Bae finds Hill. Missy still looking for those points. Now putting a double. Hill's made 1 3. The big offensive rebound by Bae. Got to go up with it. Beckham finds Bae again. And although it's a scramble, collectively they work together.
And that key word, scramble. So Angola's going to trap a lot. They take a lot of chances defensively. If you can be strong with the ball, you're going to have them in rotation.
Well, Miguel all of a sudden hitting his second three-pointer. Now feeling the confidence. Wow. No warning, no offensive foul given. Uche just catching a very awkward pass. Still a 2-point lead currently here too. Cameroon as a foul has been called.
Well, I'm not sure I understand that no call. So if that's indeed a flop, I need to see the technical. We saw a huge call in that quarterfinal game. Even Almeida ejected from the game on a flop call. So just need to find some consistency with the officials here.
Timeout is going to be called. I imagine Alfred Aboya is going to try to draw something up. But we will go down to the benches to find out what the message is from the coaches to the players.
You the pastor, Jordan. So, for me, you eat, all right? For there is opposite, all right? West is here, all right? Okay, for there, here. Hey, DHO, screen, reverse, this might be open. Look, if nothing, reverse. Hey, hold him. Get the ball. Take me the right away. Eve, find me.
Guarding me.
Huh?
Five is guarding me.
What? I want to post.
Five is guarding me.
Okay, so you want to.
Guarding him. If you want to
Okay.
post, you can post.
Okay, so run it through there. Come on. So we gonna post up for Jay.
4 blocks, 1 assist. So indeed it's 4, not 6. So many. You kind of lose count with Missy. But yet, still looking for his first field goal.
Well, he's been tremendous, racing everything around the rim.
Trying to find Jeremiah Hill. That time you can just see, well, Beckham puts up a tough one. And a big rebound secured by Kokila. Angola can tie it up. Maybe take the lead. There's a kick out. Well, Kenny wasn't ready. Celta Miguel just wants to go right at Missy, but in the end throws it away. Missy tries to hang. And that's going to be, well, Kokila must have been just outside the restricted zone. That was close.
Well, nice job of getting back.
Oh yeah, good call.
And establishing position there, and Missy just trying to do a little too much there in transition. Good call by the official.
That's only his first personal foul of the game. Beckham has 2. Viega also has 1. Well, Lucchini attacks. That time finds Bruno, and now we're level at 25 apiece. The king of Angola throwing it down.
We saw them going under the ball screens of Shilda, but electing to go over against Celta Miguel and Lucchini. Those guards have caused them some problems getting downhill.
Well, Missy's got a mismatch. Goes in. Well, what a block by Kokila. And now Angola can take the lead. Foul is going to be put on the ground. Not going to count, no matter how much the celebration is. Well, the officials just having a discussion. Will this count?
I think it should be on the floor. I think that was the right call. I don't think he had gathered yet. Yeah, great block there. Yeah, I think that's the right call. It's definitely on the floor. He hasn't gathered, but we saw him throw up that prayer against Cape Verde through contact. Not sure why we're having such a long discussion about this.
Still trying to decide, will this be an and 1? You know if they call it, it's going to erupt. Oh, they've called an and 1.
Well, I would be upset if I were Cameroon. I'm not sure what the discussion was. Looked to me like it was definitely on the ground. See the gather after the contact, but the trail officials saw it differently.
Well, free throws coming up now here for Shildy Dundal. The man, of course, who just went meticulously to the free throw line. 23 attempts, converted 18. Now Kokila's gone down. Now they're trying to say there's a bit of contact between Baei and Kokila. Let's have a look here. Can't quite see because let's have a look here.
Yeah, hard to see anything from there.
I don't even know if I saw any contact, to be honest. It's underneath the bucket, so it was out of bounds. So now they,
yeah, sorry, you just see Cameroon electing to go one-on-one with their guards. We saw Cape Verde try this as well. Ended up with 25 turnovers. I just think they could flash their big.
Well, there you have it, another turnover. Can't make it a 6-point lead. That goes out of bounds. It's becoming a common theme for Cameroon. Right now, Coach, they are choking under pressure here in the backcourt.
Well, we've seen a lot of teams struggle with the pressure of Angola. I just think you've got Yves Missy, who is more than capable of handling the ball. Using him as a pressure release, such a valuable weapon to have on your team.
This time they break it down. Valente trying to make life hard. The show fakes. Show goes in. Gets denied. Now Bruno, we're going to have to bring it up. Bruno right at Missy. Baye tries to save it. Now that should be Cameroon ball.
Definitely should. If you're Cameroon, probably upset. And the last call also not go your way. Looked to me like it clearly was knocked off of him.
A head coach's challenge. I believe it's going to be called. Now look at the block here. Kokila rising at the summit and meeting Show. Now our officials will go to the monitor to find out who got the last touch. Was it Cameroon or was it Angola? We'll find out very soon. Here, we'll have a look.
Okay, we have a head coach's challenge for Cameroon. We are going to review who caused the ball to go out of bounds. The initial decision is white ball. Can you please show me frame by frame to see who last touched? So the green touched into white and white is last to touch and the ball goes on the line out of bounds. You confirm? Okay, so after review, the ball is caused to go out of bounds by white. We would change the initial decision. It is green ball. Correct. Yep, you got the ball.
Successful head coach's challenge. Cameroon will get it back. 6:10 to go here in the second quarter. Second semifinal of the 31st edition of the FIBA AfroBasket. Winner of this game will indeed meet Mali in the final tomorrow.
Well, again, we have not seen Naras here, so I'm not sure if that injury has him outside of this lineup, but didn't play in the quarterfinals as well.
Hill just having to manage the pressure coming from Shilde Dundal. Angola, only one team foul here in the second quarter. Missy going for the high screen. Has to kick out to Ateba. Ateba has hands all over him. Now Angola want to run. Finding Miguel. Baseline, goes in, misses the layup. Hill around the screen. Hill goes in. Oh, Hill missing two. Missy comes up with it. Missy goes, and he dunks it, and he gets the and one.
Well, what an effort from Missy. And if you're going into the paint against Angola, you better come strong. And a lot of physicality there with the and one.
You kind of felt Jeremiah Hill probably should have finished, but Missy just showing the tough as nails mentality. Converts a three-point play. Nothing separates these two teams. Almost halfway to go here in the second quarter. Oh, Show asking for the technical. Now Dundal finds a gap. Final seconds. Dundal goes for a high arc three. It's up. Big offensive board. The putback no good. Cameroon looking to regain the lead. Hill's made 1 3. That was on target, but just not going to go.
He just hasn't really found his rhythm yet in this game. Saw him miss the easy one at the rim. Decent look here.
Well, there was Valente with a follow-up. As the fans, right now you can feel the passion. Most successful country in the history of the AfroBasket. Miguel trying to go for a step through. Not going to get the same pull tonight. As now Hill wants a run. Trying to work here against the screen. Missy taking Bruno Fernando. Now tries to fight his way. Hill pump fakes. Inside the lane. Gets that one to go off the back. Smooth move by Jeremiah Hill.
Well, it really was. Nice job of getting the defender off of his feet. Kept him on his back that whole way. Great finish.
Well, Miguel penetrates. Slight push up, but hey, it counts. Good move.
He got away with a little shove there with the left hand, but still Miguel having himself a great first half here.
Foul's going to be called. Now, is this Tamanang Shodro in the foul? I believe it is, yeah. So that now becomes Angola's third team foul. So both teams only one foul to give here, and that's Bruno's second, coach. Pep Clara's getting ready for a double change. I think it's a trip. It's by accident, of course. Yep. Celton Miguel, Bruno Fernando will exit. Luchetti and Silvio de Souza checking back in.
Great minutes from Celton Miguel there. Really giving them a scoring lift. It's been a struggle for them in that first quarter.
Well, they got to get open. Got to get it in. It's going to be a 5-second violation. Wow, falling to Ateba. And the unlikely becoming a gift for Cameroon.
Well, Jeremiah Hill just kind of throwing it up there. Had no choice. Like you said, almost a violation. Somehow found Ateba.
Luchetti, Valente, baseline. Are you kidding me? Valente just went Angolan Dr. J on Cameroon, coach.
What a finish. They know Missy's lurking around there, and that's one way to make sure your shot isn't blocked.
Well, here comes Jeremiah Hill. He just gets to the bucket and states the obvious in the response. Oh, Valente now trying to post up. Hill just reaching in. Well, great work by Jeremiah Hill. Well, that is highly improbable, almost implausible, but this is an Angolan Julius Ervin, aka Dr. J Dunk.
Oh, it really was. A powerful left hand coming right at Missy there.
Lucchetti now goes for another three. Valente goes in for the follow-up. Jeremiah Hill just getting caught on the weak side box out.
Oh, you're absolutely right. He worked hard to force the miss and just unaware of his blockout responsibility.
Missy tries to bump, finds a Yeg in the corner. He's hit 1-3. Show gets the battle. Falling to the ground. Angola looking to reclaim the lead. The foul has been committed quickly. That's Cameroon's final team foul to give.
You see Hill just trying to take the foul here, stop the fast break.
There's another look at the replay. The offensive rebound by Valente. He's played some very good minutes tonight, Coach.
Well, we saw the highlight dunk, followed that up with the offensive rebound, but if you're Hill, you got to know Angola's crashing on every shot. A lot of ways their offense is to just put one up and then go and get it with these bigs. So every guard's going to have to help out here on the defensive boards for Cameroon.
Well, Kenny, final seconds. Valente baseline, finds Silvio. This is there, good defense. Show comes up with it. A Show out of control. A lot of reaching. Now Valente, he turns it over. Well, Hill, not quite sure what he's getting frustrated about here with Mute, but finds Bae. Mute fakes the pass, pulls up inside the key, and now extending it to a 2-point lead yet again.
Nice job of Jeremiah Hill just getting it out of those traps. We saw that against Cabo Verde. If the guards can handle the initial pressure, they're usually able to capitalize on the backside of that defense.
Lucchetti. Finds Valente, but Hill intercepts it. Now it's a 3-on-1. Finds Mute, goes in, bit of contact, and he finishes with no complaints.
Nice job there. Hill leading the break. Finding Mute on that wing, and good response here from Cameroon.
Well, my correction, it's actually a 4-point lead. Dundal in and around. Again, he did all the hard work. Now, Cameroon goes precise. Coach, they can go 2 for 1.
They definitely should look for a 2 for 1 here. Want to use a little bit more clock before getting a shot up.
Well, they're coming out to ready to show against the screen. And that's going to be Angola's final team foul to give away. Let's have a look here. Silvio just hooking against Bae.
Pretty obvious call there. Got to be more disciplined if you're De Sosa. And now Cameroon, you should look for probably a shot attempt here in the next 3 to 4 seconds. I'd just go directly to Hill. Yeah, just throw it right in there.
Hill's got it. Got it by Dundal. There's the reach. Now caught a double team. But he gets denied. Good defense. And now Angola want to run here. Lucchetti, time, space, 3. Got it. Cameroon can't have the final play.
You saw Francisco there trying to seal off the defender. A lot of contact right in front of the official. I think Shell is a little frustrated there.
Well, a bit of contact, got it off in time. Well, Jeremiah Hill being very courteous about it, but definitely a bit of contact there. Now, something's happened in between Eduardo Francisco and Tamanang Show, but that is a huge 3 by Lucchetti, cutting it down to 1 point. Petro de Luanda fans are in the building. Second semifinal of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket. As it stands, Cameroon have a 1-point lead, and so far, Coach, Very even game.
Well, it really has been. Both teams, unable to get much separation. You saw Cameroon early on really doing a nice job with their defense, but then Angola, using their defense to trigger some offense. We've seen that from them this whole tournament. I think also Selton Miguel coming into the game, really giving them a lift in the half court. We've got ourselves a fun one here, partner.
Angola leading by 3 rebounds. Now Cameroon hadn't hit a three-pointer in the second quarter. Slightly better on the stats here for the Angolans, even though they are down by 1. Selton Miguel, the only player in double figures. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights here from the second quarter. Well, great anticipation. Remember, the winner of this game will meet Mali in the final tomorrow here at the AfroBasket. Fernando, unfortunately, did pick up 2 fouls, so he did have to go to the bench. And some good minutes here from Quebec. He has 5 points, but the issue that Cameroon had, Coach, and you stressed it a lot, the full court pressure, even in the half court traps. Angola's defense showing a lot of weakness here against Cameroon.
Well, I mean, it's, a feast or famine defense. They're going to commit everybody up, try to pressure and gamble. You can handle that initial defense, you're going to have a lot of opportunities behind it. So for Cameroon, they had a little stretch there with some struggles on the full court, but I think they've handled the trapping of the pick and roll really well so far in this game.
And remember, this game is a rematch of the 2007 FIBA AfroBasket final. Unfortunately, Alfred Aboya didn't play in that game, but the likes of the greats of Christian Bayang, Brice Funong, and even the father of Noah Asange, Gaston Asange, came up short in their first AfroBasket final against Angola. We'll be back for the second half in just under 13 minutes. They're in for a showdown here tonight. Let's get this party started.
Oh my goodness sakes, that's a throwdown.
Goes in for the dunk. Good night. Too big, too strong, and just too good.
Bogdanovic, who goes in and scores. Ah!
This is what it's all about.
It's all one big basketball family, folks. He is a magician. Winning time. Both teams over the limit. You have got to be kidding me!
Molly, no foul for Diabate. Splits the defense. There's a big. 9 points with Koulibaly.
He didn't just split the defense. You saw the nutmeg there.
Olé moment by Diabate. That's magic. Sissoko takes the pass, goes in. A beautiful play by Togo.
Togo is really giving them.
Koulibaly spinning. There's a kick out. Diarra, 3, corner. Oh my goodness! Mali have set the roof on fire here in the third quarter.
Huge 3 there from Diarra.
It's now Habamid. Wants to turn up the gears. Mahmoud, pump fake, steps through, and again, big time play by Anas.
That's a beautiful up fake.
Could have picked up a second foul very quickly. Dodal, Bango, oh my goodness! Luanda right now erupts into celebration. Childe with the dime, Bango with the Bango connection, Coach. Dodal draws a foul somehow, some way. Childe Dodal now can level things up with 4:30 to go.
It's a bucket, and nice job there, finishing over the length.
Oh, get it rejected. Good defensive play. Goes all the way and gets denied. Kabundu, that's what he's going to deliver tonight here, protecting the paint. Gardner trying to get back. Well, here we go. Here we go. Good night, Coach. That is Cameroonian Showtime fast break basketball.
Oh, it's a great pass there. Mute climbing the ladder for the finish.
Here's the alley-oop. Mute airline. That was a 9-0 run for the Tigers. And oh my goodness, Houston Rockets, we have liftoff. Are you kidding me?
What a finish there from Okoji. It's been the Baji block show, but Okoji, the ferocious dunk.
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Welcome back, basketball fans, live here in Luanda, Angola for the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket second semifinal, where currently it's a 1-point lead to Cameroon against Angola. Oh, Jordan Bae right now leading Cameroon with 9 points. He's 3 out of 3 from within inside the rainbow, converting all of his free throws as of far. Right now, they just find themselves narrowly leading, but you know, it's a big moment here in the history of Cameroonian basketball. Not having played in the final of the AfroBasket since 2007, losing to Angola. Right now, they find themselves narrowly leading. Well, Coach, so far, it was a great defensive play by Yves Missy in the first quarter for Cameroon, but where this team has struggled for sure has been the backcourt and the full court. Too many turnovers.
Well, it's a tall task handling the pressure of Angola, being disciplined throughout the game. They just try to wear you down. All the trapping and ball pressure, you saw it get to them a little bit there in the second quarter. Also been a struggle from the perimeter. Just 2 of 13 from 3, 1 for 7 for Jeremiah Hill. So they're going to need to knock down some of these open looks they've been getting once they've passed it out of these traps.
Well, for the Angolans, it actually is Selton Miguel leading them. He has 10 points. He's made 2 3-pointers so far, but you got to think with Bruno Fernando down with 2 fouls and no Gilson Bango picking up that awful injury against Cabo Verde. Well, it's going to have to be a collective effort in front of 12,000 passionate Angolan fans. Now's the time to make history.
You saw the nice kick out there from the offensive rebound. That's what can be so hard. They crash the glass with all those bigs once they get it, looking for their shooters on the perimeter. And Selton Miguel coming in, really giving them a nice lift offensively.
Well, Miguel that time going in with the penetration, just getting the shooter's roll on the floater. And remember, he was the one who made that crucial three-pointer that more or less sealed the deal against Cabo Verde 2 nights ago in the quarterfinals. And well, he's 2 out of 5 tonight. Angola currently with more three-pointers than Cameroon. Coming into this game, Cameroon obviously a better three-point shooting team, but just hasn't been the case tonight, Coach.
Well, you know, you get sped up from the pressure of Angola. A lot of times makes these shots so much more difficult. If you're Cameroon, you just got to keep the ball moving once you get it out of these traps. Shoot it with confidence.
Cameroon right now 19 rebounds. 5 of them have been offensive. Well, in the case of Angola, they have 22 and 2 offensive boards. You know, you look at this. You'd only think that Angola, they have that advantage of being at home in front of this passionate crowd, but judging by the temperature and how the game has gone in terms of momentum, you really can't call it, can you?
Well, I think Cameroon's done a great job. You know, that first quarter really making it difficult for Angola in the half court. I think in the second quarter it was the turnovers that led to the scoring, and we saw Selton Miguel come in. But, you know, all in all, it's just being able to sustain it for 40 minutes. That's really Angola's game plan. They want to wear you down over the course of this game. They're going to play 12 players, bring a lot of bigs onto the floor, constantly trap, constantly pressure. So if you're Cameroon, you just have to keep your composure and not let them get on any runs in this second half.
Not too much foul trouble here for Cameroon to be concerned with. Samir Beckham right now with only 2 fouls. Other than that, nobody else. Only a couple players with 1 foul each. When you look at Angola, it's almost the same story. Only Kevin Kokila, and of course, Bruno Fernando, I believe, also picked up 2 fouls, but I'm just going to double check that one. Yeah, he has 2 as well. So I have also seen that Kikash Gomez is back in the arena tonight. We also saw Carlos Moraes, one of your former players. So it's just fantastic to see so many former players. Now, we didn't see Gomez, right, or Gomes there, excuse me. But again, Coach, some of your former players, when you coach this national team, great occasion to see the legends watching and supporting the new generation.
Well, no question, everybody here to support this national team. Angolans know their basketball history as well as anyone, and they want to see their team do well here at this AfroBasket.
Shilde Dundell at the moment leads this game in assists. He has 4. Jeremiah Hill's next with 3. But, you know, I think one thing I think Cameroon's got to be very wary of, having watched that game when Angola defeated Cabo Verde, is the propensity for Shilde Dundell to get to the charity stripe. He attempted 23 free throws against Cabo Verde and only missed 5. But so far this evening, I felt they've contained him relatively well for their standards.
Well, I think it's twofold. One, you know, good job of Cameroon staying underneath these screens, making Shilde beat them from the perimeter, but also this game is being officiated much differently than what we saw in that quarterfinal game. So in the quarterfinals, you know, really any time he was able to get in the paint, he was drawing fouls. I think so difficult to officiate, you know, really small in stature. We see Carlos Moraes there. You know, so any kind of contact he gets is going to really throw him off balance. I think that's been the difference in this game. The officials kind of allowing there to be a little bit of contact, whereas in the quarterfinals, any sort of bump was a foul. And we see Kikash as well here to support their team.
You know what's interesting? One of those gentlemen being your former players, and Carlos Moraes, in which, you know, many of these fans will say he's their greatest player ever, and probably at his position, one of the best, if not the best, in the history of the AfroBasket. It's all up for debate, but Kikash Gomes, I go back to 2006 FIBA World Championship in Saitama, Japan, when he played for Angola. He was the first Angolan player I'd ever seen play on TV. Of course, that just goes to show the history of this country, winning their first AfroBasket back in 1989. 11-time champions, the winningest team in history. You said it. You've lived it. You've experienced it. This is a basketball country.
You know, it certainly is, and let's listen to Coach Claros here.
Bruno y Shilde. A ver, en ataque, en ataque, en ataque. Vamos a jugar por agora somente a inicio o Doctor o Mario. O Doctor o Mario. Un drible pasa, no ata. Si tienes un reciclo, atacas directo. Si no no comencemos a driblar, a driblar. Lo importante, el segundo bloqueo, ganar posición. Atacar o drive hard to the basket so the player can seal. Pero si solo estáis pasando bola, se están meciendo así. Han trocado muchas veces.
Let me get one, Jay.
Well, fans, scan that QR code and download the Courtside 1891 app, where you can watch all the best live streams and get extended highlights of FIBA competitions, and also watch some of the final and upcoming warm-up games ahead of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket. Courtside 1891, download it today.
See Coach Aboya there. Didn't use a lot of zone in that first half. I'm wondering if maybe that's something they could go to a little bit more here in the second half. Try to stay compact, make Angola beat them from 3, especially when Celton Miguel is not in the game.
Of course, what would be a huge plus here for Cameroon is trying to get that 3rd foul early against Bruno Fernando. All the depth between these two teams, it's very fair to say and appropriate. Angola just slightly deeper than Cameroon. But Cameroon's got to take care of the basketball. They cannot afford any more turnovers. Hill caught in that trap. Bae finds a Tabor. Hasn't made one tonight, and that's way off the mark. Angola looking to reclaim the lead. Bruno, block number 5 for Missy. Incredible.
It really is. He's saved them so many times. The forced shot there, giving the leak out, and it's going to be a transition opportunity here again for Angola.
Hill felt he got a foul called, but nothing was given. Kokila wants to take on Bae. Shilde, one more pass. Okay, nothing given, no warning, no charge, and another block. Well, make it 6.
What an effort for Missy. Just cleaning up everything around the rim.
No into casa. Not welcome. Goodbye.
Hey, he didn't take it in the chest. He got hit on the hip.
Well, apparently he has 7 blocks. I've just seen on the screen. Valente mid-range. Good look for him. It's still both teams scoreless here in the first minute. Missy caught in that trap. It was actually Bae. Missy comes up with it. Mateba is at his struggles this evening. Has to put up a wild prep. Ball into Missy. No travel, no jump ball, but Angola comes up with it. That's a turnover again. Very slow start from both teams.
See Cameroon just all out of sorts offensively, unable to even get an open look. I said this before, I'm curious to see if they'll maybe try to post Jeremiah Hill up against Shilde, let him sort of be the hub of their offense playing out of the block. See another turnover.
Well, Jeremiah Hill got some contact, knocked to the ground. Again, Angola, chance to reclaim the lead. Wanted to go to that ball screen option here with Kokila. Fernando falling to the ground. There's a kick out. Valente wide open. And there you can see Shilde running for the 50-50. Don't fakes the pass. Nowhere to go. Time nearly expiring. He'll go for a 3 high arc. And another. This time Valente hangs in the air and finally gets it to go.
Wasn't pretty, but that's how they like to play. You see, forcing another turnover here from Cameroon. Really rough start to this half.
I think that's turnover number 11 now. So Coach Aboya trying to motivate his team to hang in there.
That's 3 turnovers in this half to go with 2 really rush shots. So nothing going offensively here for Cameroon.
Fernando goes at Missy, kicks out, another wide open 3. Cameroon, see Coach, they let that one go out of bounds, but I kind of feel Cameroon, the struggles they have here in the full court, they just want to get it and go.
Well, it's a really good point. Nothing going in the half court at all. Where do you go to if you're Cameroon? Jeremiah Hill having his struggles. See, they're keeping Missy back, leaving these guards one-on-one.
Show having to play primary ball handler. And there you have it. Oh, that time kick ball violation.
We saw Cabo Verde do this, and it did not work out well for them. And here you finally see Naras in the game. Been interesting that did not play in the quarterfinals at all, did not play in the first half of this game, but it gives you another potential scoring opportunity. Playing through him in the low post. Right now, Cameroon is really unable to come up with anything here in this second half.
Well, didn't play the entire first half. What kind of impact he's going to have? Hill has a step back 3 and some. That's big time. Only his second one of the game.
That was a big time shot indeed. Really tough step back.
Well, that gives Cameroon again a slender 2-point lead. Kakila's got a clear mismatch. Nadash is dropping. Bruno in the paint. Elevated. Banks open. I don't know why they left him so wide open.
I think they were rotating over, trying to help Hill in the post. And still electing to go to these switches. Going under the screen was maybe their best coverage there in the first half.
That's going to be Shilde Dudell's second personal foul. I mean, what's amazing about this is Shilde's smaller, much quicker, but still he finds a way to build that separation, that space.
Well, you got to wonder if the knees maybe still an issue. You know how physical Angola is, maybe a little hesitant to try to put it on the deck and attack.
Naras trying to back down from the perimeter, using that size, bumping, and he'll go to the free throw line. So these will indeed not only be his first free throws, but his first ever attempt at shooting tonight in this game.
You know, as I said earlier, interesting that he has not played these last 6 quarters for Cameroon. Was so good in their last group game. And that's what he can do. Brings some low post scoring, really good slasher as well. It's just another offensive option when everything's been a struggle.
Well, we can't give them a 1-point lead. Almost 4 minutes played here in the third quarter. Second one good. Makachi's going to lead the lineup. Celta Miguel coming into play in the backcourt alongside Lucchini. Now the double horns option. Baku had to leave the game, and he picked up 2 fouls to give them the lead. Great work by Missy, keeping Bruno away from the second chance points.
Yeah, it really was. Excellent block out there. See this pressure. Cameroon all kinds of fits. Just gotta wonder, they've kind of left it to the guards to handle it up top one-on-one. It's been a struggle for them, especially here in this second half. Maybe they could play through some flashing bigs, try to get these guards more as cutters, potentially post Shilde up as well.
Beckham back in. A lot of hand checking with Francisco. Beckham bumps. Missy doesn't take many threes, but when he does, he makes it count. 4-point Cameroon lead.
A tough shot there. I'm not sure you want Missy playing out the 3-point line.
Celta Miguel trying to go, but there is where Francisco's been invaluable tonight. Well, they want to double team Beckham. But again, it's a foul. That's going to be number 3. No. Just an out-of-bounds violation.
There's a lot of physicality here in the second half. If you're Cameroon, you just got to be strong with the ball. Draw and kick to Missy. It's probably tough living for Cameroon, though. You don't want to rely on Missy. You have to be a 3-point shooter for you.
I think the foul is going to be called against Francisco. So Angola already committing 3 team fouls. Cameroon yet to commit 1 here in the second half. Beckham still has it. Trying to isolate, but Francisco trying to step through, draws a foul. Well, he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, he's done well there to get the foul, but I don't think that's a matchup you really want to be going to. Beckham not really a post scorer. Shishko's got a lot of size on him. But if you're Cameroon, you really haven't been able to find anything in this second half offensively. It's been a real struggle for them here.
Well, they had that close game against Cabo Verde. They went down by 4 points in the fourth quarter, almost becoming a 6-point lead with Patrick Lima. And then it was a three-pointer that sealed the deal for them from Celta Miguel. Second one, no good. 3-point lead currently to Cameroon. Now we're into halfway. Buketi made the final three of the first half, and he levels things up tonight.
They did a nice job in the first half having the guard-guard switch against that Spanish pick and roll. This time, just a little slow from Naras to get out there, and McKinney knocks down the big three.
Beckham makes the penetration out of control, and another foul called, and another trip to the free throw line. That's only Buketi's first personal foul tonight.
Looks like there definitely was some body there. Angola is such a hard team to officiate. And they're pretty much going to grab and bump and hold the entire game. Dare you to make these calls throughout. You see Naras just a little slow there on his switch versus that Spanish pick and roll.
Beckham just giving Cameroon a 1-point lead. This has been very close. Because Cameroon's biggest lead has been 8 points. That was back in the first quarter. Now they switch. Fernando kicks out. Miguel pump fakes. Finds Gaku. This is what they want. Still secures a rebound.
Nice ball movement, though. Caught Cameroon on that switch again and eventually found Gaku for an open look.
Well, getting ready for the double. Missing. Keeps it alive. Oh, he had Beckham try to find Hill. And in the end, turned it over.
You see the difference there. That post ISO, something Cameroon went to a lot in their quarterfinal game. A little different when you have Bruno Fernando as the one-on-one matchup.
Well, good hands. That's going to remain. Angola ball was 7 on the shot clock. Now, Coach, I saw Pep Claros at the beginning of that offense saying, quicker, get into the set much quicker.
Well, they want to play fast. They really rely on their defense, though, to set up these transition opportunities. It's always been a struggle for them in the half court. They play with 3 bigs on the floor, so not a lot of shooting.
Timeout called by Angola. Pep Claros wants to try to draw something from this baseline inbound, so we'll go down and hear what they're going to do.
Bukene, there's the bola. Milton. Celton. Abo. Vamos a tentar. Espera. Vamos a tentar. Bruno, vamos a filtrar. Aquí bloqueo para Celton. ¿Vale? Abu, tú te abres. Lo que queremos es dar la bola a Celton aquí dentro.
Well, here's another look at the three-pointer by Jeremiah Hill. Because Hill, as mentioned, playing on one leg off that injury sustained against Nigeria, leading Cameroon right now at 10 points. And he wasn't supposed to play in the quarterfinals. He was told not to play. But defiantly going to the locker room, getting his jersey, and he said, if Cameroon loses, I want to be on the floor. But they didn't lose. He had 20 points in that game in the quarterfinals.
Well, he was tremendous there, and it's a tough responsibility against this Angola team. You know you're going to get trapped and pressured. You got to wonder how that knee is holding up. He's kind of been relying on the perimeter jump shot. Hasn't been falling for him so far in this game.
And Coach, I got to highlight Yves Missy's defense. Switching on that screen with Bruno Fernando and just inviting Miguel inside the paint and saying, hey, you go for it. I'm not going to go for the pump fake. and forcing a 24-second violation.
Well, that's been their coverage this whole game, primarily switching 1 through 5. And as you said there, Missy showing what a good defender he is.
Well, Beckham makes the first free throw. If he makes this one, he will become the joint leading scorer along with Celta Miguel, Valente, and Jeremiah Hill. All 4 players, 10 points each. Four-point lead currently to Cameroon. Lukeni twisting, turning, and he'll go to the free throw line. Lukeni time.
Great finish there from Lukeni. With Beckham, you just gotta stay disciplined. You know he's gonna want to spin back to that strong left hand of his.
Well, he now becomes the 5th joint leading scorer in this game. If he makes this free throw, he will officially become the game's leading scorer at 11 points. And he does that. Cutting it down to a 1-point deficit. Beckham having to be primary ball handler. Jeremiah Hill on the bench. Angola, no fouls to give. Finding Naras. The kind of mismatch, drawing a double team. Show on the baseline. Ateba pulls up from 15. Unable to finish. Show offensive board. Ateba, can he get it this time? Had to shoot quickly. And that will calm his nerves down.
Well, they needed that. It's been such a struggle from 3 for Cameroon so far in this game. Ateba, one of their best shooters, finally getting one to go down.
Well, Fernando again wants to go at Missy, trying to power his way in. Almost lost his balance. Lukeni, step back, huge 3. Cameroon survived.
It's a great closeout from Naras. You saw him sitting on that left hand, taking away the drive there from Lukeni.
Well, Beckham, he finds time and space, and now hits another one. Back-to-back 3-pointers to Cameroon.
That was a tough shot. Saw him split the trap there, still able to keep his balance, pull up from 3.
Leading by 7. Miguel trying to get Beckham on his back. Bruno's made 1 3. Valente just unable to save it, throwing it right at Beckham, which falling into the hands of Ateba. Anything now would give Cameroon the biggest lead of the game. Gaku's good defense, preventing Nadas from getting the pass. Final seconds. Ateba made his last 3. Not going to get that one.
It's just been a struggle offensively from Cameroon, unable to really create a lot of open looks.
Well, Seguel with a big response. And now going back and forth. And slowly try to get into this one. Potentially a 2-for-1 coming up here for Cameroon. Missy, bumpy against Bruno Fernando. Has to kick out to Show. Final seconds. Show has to take it, and he's fouled in the process. Tamanang Show will go to the free throw line for 3 shots.
You see Celta Miguel frustrated with that call. I know he had his arm extended there. I'm not sure if he's able to pull it back.
Let's have a look at the replay. I mean, he clips him, he gets him.
Well, that's an obvious foul. I don't know why he's arguing that. Clearly hits him on the wrist, and you can see when that's the danger of holding your arm out like that. The player can time it, just kind of sweep, and clearly a foul.
Intelligent play by Show, though.
Oh, no question. He's in a tough spot there. Again, Cameroon really struggling offensively. And it's interesting, you know, there's a couple of areas you know you'll get them in rotation. They're going to trap you in pick and roll. They're going to trap you in the post. So if you're Cameroon, you just got to get to those actions immediately, then play off of that. They've wasted a lot of time by the time the traps happen. Not a lot of time on the shot clock.
Well, if Cameroon gets a stop, 2 for 1 is on the cards. Miguel, pump fakes. Can't get it. Silva de Souza battling for the offensive rebound. Now limiting it to 4 seconds difference. Well, Miguel made his last 3. Show comes up with a rebound. Not a lot of time. Beckham going from the half court. Almost got it. I don't think he needed to take that though, Coach. He had a bit more time, but you know what? They'll go into the final 10 minutes with a 7-point lead against the 11-time champions of the FIBA AfroBasket, Angola.
Well, as you said, you know, Beckham looked like he had at least a couple more seconds to try to attack, but if you're Cameroon, you weathered the storm there early on. Really nothing going their way. Turnovers, 4 shots, found just enough offense there down the stretch to go into this quarter with the lead.
Well, there are the stats. We'll take a look at the highlights very soon as we head into the 4th and final quarter here, the 2nd semifinal of the FIBA AfroBasket. Well, a huge positive for Cameroon, Coach, in that 3rd quarter. They were 2 out of 13 from the 3-point line at the end of the 1st half. In that 3rd quarter, they were 4 out of 9. You got to think, if that clicks into place more in the 4th quarter, they might be going to the final against Mali.
Well, you know, once you get the ball out of these traps, if you keep the ball moving, you're going to find open looks. And the challenge for them has been, you know, getting to that point early on in that quarter, really just a struggle to get it across half court. You know, I thought it was a nice sub, bringing Naras into the game for Cameroon. Hadn't seen him play for whatever reason. He's a +8, so they outscored Angola by 8 points in his 7 minutes in that quarter, so clearly making a positive impact.
That play by Lucchetti was their only foul of the their first foul of the 3rd quarter. And it, you know, they've remained very disciplined, but I think another key positive is Cameroon now have less turnovers than Angola. Angola now have 13, which you saw in the first 2 minutes, 3 unnecessary ones from Cameroon. Scan the QR code and download Courtside 1891, where you can get all the best live streams and extended highlights of FIBA competitions, as well as the upcoming warm-up games of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket. Courtside 1891, download it today. Well, here we go, final 10 minutes. Coach, what kind of zone are we seeing for Cameroon?
Well, you see that 2-3 zone. I was a little surprised we haven't seen more of it in this game.
Well, Doe, big 3 goes in. Silva de Souza, that's going to be a foul against Eve Missy. Oh no, by 8. Missy just getting a bit of breather right now, I believe.
I think it's a smart move from Coach Aboya. You know, the struggles from 3 for Angola. You know, the challenge now is being able to rebound out of it. You know, maybe curious they're doing it with their smaller lineup. I thought we'd see it more maybe when Missy was in the game. Keep him anchored around the rim.
Well, just to give you an update, 12,700 spectators tonight here for the semifinal of the AfroBasket. Incredible atmosphere we've had. Doe around the defense, trying to find this Souza, but unfortunately threw the basketball in the photography section.
Cameroon's done a nice job of just staying disciplined on those drives, not giving him any fouls. You know, he lived on the free throw line against Cabo Verde, just kind of throwing his body into them.
Lateva kicks out. Hill, time, space, 3. A little too short.
That's the pass, though. You saw the good kick out, but then the pass off target. Hill has to reach for it, not able to shoot that in rhythm.
Well, if Ayega just had his body position right, he could have came up with that. Angola still down by 7. Selton Miguel, well, completely outwitting Tamanak Show.
Marcelo Miguel has had an outstanding game. Really offensively for Angola outside of him. It's been hard.
Hill just getting by. A table from 15. Liga fights for it now. That's going to go to Angola. The referees may just have a discussion about this. That's going to remain Cameroon ball, and I think that's definitely the right choice from our angle.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that baseline official didn't really see it, was hoping to get some earlier help there.
Show curls the screen. Well, where's that post-up opportunity you talked about, Coach?
You got to wonder about Hill's knee.
Go around the defense. Can't finish. Dedeaux with the nutmeg. Olé moment. No foul given, and that's going back to Cameroon. Gaku asking for the head coach's challenge. He's asking Pep Claros. Yeah, he's going to go for it.
I think it's definitely off of Show. Great job of him sprinting back there, not giving up on the play. And you see how dynamic Schilde is in the open court.
I think you're right, yeah. The official just discussing right now on the fence.
I couldn't tell if he asked for the challenge, but
he called for it, yeah. He asked for it.
I'm not sure why there's a discussion about this.
Well, Cameroon get it back. Diego. Now around the defense. Finds Bae. He could have taken advantage there, but around the defense. Time winding down for Ateba. Has to put up a circus shot. Goes out of bounds. Angola will retain.
You can see it's just disorganized offense from Cameroon. Really not getting into anything until under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Just kind of throwing up a prayer there. And this is what Angola's pressure can do to you. They've got to figure out something they can go to, though. There's been so little flow to their offense here.
You're absolutely right, Coach, because they do a good job of trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Jeremiah Hill. So they brought Beckham back in. There's the contact. Dedeaux will go to the free throw line.
Show just caught looking the other direction. Schilde is so quick with the ball. You can see him reaching in there. Good call from the official.
Dedeaux has a chance to cut it down to a three-point deficit. You see Pep Claros just reminding his players, play intelligent now. It's amazing. That's only a second free throw tonight here for Schilde Dedeaux.
Well, this game has been officiated much differently than how we saw the quarterfinals. Credit Cameroon for being disciplined with their rotations, making him finish over length and verticality.
Beckham. He'll play it off guard. Diego bumps, puts up a circus shot. Of course, you can see both Naras and Missy getting ready to check back in for Cameroon. Down by 3 points. Miguel can tie it up. There's a three. They look good. Cameroon happy to see that one dribble out of bounds.
Well, your point from earlier, I think, is a good one. Some of these long rebounds, they might want to try to save. They've been able to get absolutely nothing off of dead balls. See if they can get something easy in transition.
Minutes Almost played here in the fourth quarter. A trip to the finals for the winner. Naras coming up with a high screen. Beckham still has it. Naras wants to take on De Souza. Almost turned it over. Hill, open, three. Show Towers offensive rebound. Caught a double team. Just saved by Gaku knocking it out of bounds.
Nice kick out there. Found Hill in the corner. Really one of their few open looks they've had here in the second half, and Hill just unable to knock it down. Still looking for his rhythm here in this game.
Hill tries another three. That time unable to come up with it. Angola can cut it down to one. Maybe level things up if they hit a three-pointer. It's Kokila coming up for the screen. Time is winding down. Selton coming off the screen. Nowhere to go, has to go for a tough fadeaway. As Hill just comfortably comes up with a rebound. Now Nadas. I don't know why trying to cross over the quickest defender in the AfroBasket. But good defense. Silvio goes out of bounds. Cameroon will get it back. Oh, De Souza's got to make that one, coach. But why try to cross over the quickest player? And he, was lucky to get called for a foul there.
Shilda's so dynamic. It's a beautiful pass from him too, and both these teams just really can't get anything going in the half court. For Cameroon, is there some kind of set you can go to? And again, you know you'll be trapped in pick and roll. You know you'll be trapped on the post. Maybe just go to that immediately. See if you can get the ball out of your hands. Get them into a closeout game.
Any bucket now will give Cameroon a two-possession lead. Beckham splits, and that's only Angola's first team foul here in the fourth quarter. Because you can definitely feel the anxiety from not only the Angolan fans, but also, coach, the Cameroonian fans.
This game has been tight throughout, and everything's so physical. When you're a guard, you know these bigs are going to come out. You know you're going to be pressured. It can be intimidating to have to play pick and roll. And another option too is hitting the big, coming back for handoffs. That get game sometimes can be harder to trap.
Hill finds an opening. I don't think that's gonna, that's going back to Angola.
He doesn't have a challenge. Already used his one challenge successfully. We got to see the replay here. Jeremiah Hill definitely upset.
Well, Beckham trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Dundal. Now Hill's got to match up. Angola. Got to find something. De Souza goes in it. Well, this time the foul's going to be called against Missy. That's only going to be foul number 2 against him, but it will be crucial free throws coming up for Sylvia De Souza.
Maybe a little bit of a follow through after he initially got ball, but another thing too that's been interesting, that set play, they just buried their other big in the paint. So Kokila really not moving outside the key makes it really difficult to rotate to try to stop the ball.
Well, Sylvie De Souza, as of now, is a 40% free throw shooter here in the AfroBasket. That's his 10th free throw in the competition. But he can still cut it down to a 2-point deficit.
It has been a struggle for him in this tournament.
And Missy's going to get called for a push-up. And that's foul number 3. And now 2 free throws come to Gaku. I think that's a good call.
You see a little bit of an extension in the arm there.
Well, no free throws, my apologies, not in the penalty, so baseline possession, Angola, another chance. Very narrow gap between these two teams. Kokila will try the three, and now we're level at 59 apiece.
Here we go. We had a feeling this was going to be a tight one down the stretch, and if you're Cameroon, you got to figure out something offensively. They've really not been able to execute anything here in this second half.
Ateba, he'll fire a three, and what a response. Big time three. Silence in the crowd.
Really was. Huge three there, and just a little Spanish pick and roll. Ateba able to slip behind the defense there. Maybe that's the solution.
Well, there's the alley-oop, and another foul. It's on Nadas. So Bruno Fernando will now go to the free throw line. 4:29 left.
That should be on the floor. I don't think he has possession of that.
Well, there's the three by Kokila. The arena jumped in celebration, and then it quickly went quiet when Fabian Ateba just gave them that three-point lead again.
Interesting here, they've given Fernando free throws. Thought the foul occurred before he ever had possession of that.
And that's Fernando's first made free throw of the evening. Makes them both. The timeout is going to be called by Alfred Aboya. And coach, I mean, you couldn't ask for a closer ending. In both games of Angola, even when they play against Cabo Verde, it just feels like it's going to go right down to the wire.
Well, it absolutely does. And for Cameroon, trying to figure out what you want to do coming out of this timeout. It's been a struggle for Jeremiah Hill, just 4 for 16, 2 for 11 from three, but we've seen it from him before in this tournament, able to put his team on his back down the stretch of games.
And you're absolutely right when you talk about Cameroon. It just seems like not necessarily taking patience in their offense, but sometimes it looks like they're improvising. They don't know what to get into sometimes.
Well, it's just the pressure of Angola has them really disjointed. Hard for them to get into anything. A lot of times it's ending up with late pick and roll, and you're going to get trapped if you don't have enough time on the clock. Hard to break down those rotations. So, you can consider maybe just an early ball screen. Try to play around with the angle of it, make it a little bit harder to trap on the ball. We saw that from them in the first quarter. Thought they did a nice job, Hill especially, just finding Missy in these short rolls. Let him be the playmaker out of just basic pick and roll. You can try to set what's called a ram screen. You try to set a brush screen on his defender, so when he gets to the ball handler, you don't have the defensive big right there ready to trap. But it's been a struggle for Cameroon on offense here.
Tamanang Show back in the lineup. Beckham's going to the bench. Cameroon, no fouls to give. Bae also back in the lineup. Finding Jeremiah Hill. Bae catching a tough pass. Ateba made his last three, and it could be a 4-point play coming up.
Oh, what a big shot from Ateba. And they eventually got to the action I talked about. Were able to find Bae in the short roll, and he gets the kick out there. And what a finish from Ateba through the contact. Huge response here from Cameroon.
And I think Bae will be very relieved to know they didn't call the foul when he caught the very tough pass from Jeremiah Hill, because it was contact.
Well, let's see if Cameroon goes to that 2-2-1, back to a 2-3. We haven't seen it a lot from them in this game, something they've used a lot in their previous games. Of course, you have to rebound out of that zone. Tough task with all these bigs of Angola on the floor.
Free throw converted, 4-point play made. Joint leading scorer with Samek Beckham at 13 points apiece. Cameroon, you don't want to foul here. Now we're under 4 minutes. Who will meet Mali in the final? There's a big three coming up, and a big response by Mighty Mouse.
Well, we saw the huge three from him against Cabo Verde. Cameroon's been going under these screens, so he'll have those looks. Knocking down a huge three there.
Hill kicks out by A. He'll try a three, and Cameroon at the moment, coach. Well, they may have just found that fire, that rhythm, that groove from the three-point line.
What a response. Great kick out there from Jeremiah Hill. Be interesting to see what Show does. Same play coming.
Well, made his last three. Now they go to Fernando. Missy's got three. Fernando goes in. That's an M1. That's foul number 4 on Eve Missy.
That's a big call there. What a strong take from Bruno Fernando going right at Missy. You saw him wrap around. I'm not sure where the foul was, but great job of finishing through contact.
That's tough. That is a tough one indeed. Now they're going to call the foul here against Coquila, so that's going to be the 13th foul against Angola, which only gives them one to give. 3:06. Cameroon still lead by 3.
Yeah, I don't think they have a foul. I think they have him in the lane early.
Okay, yeah.
Something really Angola's been doing all game, especially from the perimeter. You've seen the officials try to warn them.
By top of the key. Now wants to take on Fernando. But Fernando said no, senor. Well, Gaku can level things up. High arc. And that would have set the roof off.
It's interesting, you know, they're going to the early pick and roll, which I like, but it's been Bayehi. Here you see Missy, who I think is a little more effective in those short rolls.
Well, we're under 10 on the shot clock. Bayehi goes for a... Had a bit of time there. That was quite far.
Yeah, he's got to have more patience there. Still time on the clock. Not a shot you want.
Well, there's a lob. Are you kidding me? The king of Angola elevates, connects. What a big time alley-oop by Bruno Fernando. Well, this is the house, the kingdom of King Bruno. Big time play by a big time player.
Well, what a response there. You see the fans loving that. His last two play, huge from Bruno Fernando, and this game going right down to the wire as we expected it would.
Cameroon holding on to 1-point lead. Angola have 2 fouls to give. They'll patiently take their time. Finding Missy on the roll. Missy down the middle. Missy! Oh my goodness. This guy elevated to the ozone layer. Coach, look at this.
I think he's fouled on the arm too. Celton Miguel clearly fouled him there. And that's what I thought, you know, having him in that short roll, just a totally different playmaker. What a finish there.
Gaku baseline. Well, mismatch here for Bruno Fernando. Nice block. Cameroon comes up with it. And now they're patiently again trying to get something good. Tamanak Show not going to take a quick shot.
We're going to go right back to that middle pick and roll with Missy.
Well, that's going to be 2 free throws coming up. Angola won an unsportsmanlike.
Well, that's just a really poor offensive possession from Cameroon. You got to understand the moment. He just had the huge play previously. Instead, just throwing it away on the entry pass there.
Well, you can see his response. Getting so close. It's been 18 years since Cameroon played in that final against Angola. The only time they've ever medaled here at the AfroBasket. But Celta Miguel can indeed cut it down to a 1-point deficit with 1:11 to go here in the fourth and final quarter. His first trip to the free throw line. Oh, he missed.
If you're Cameroon, I think you got to keep the ball in Jeremiah Hill's hands. Just go to that middle pick and roll with Missy. Give it to him in that short roll and let him make the decision.
Second free throw good. Beckham's back in the game. As the third team foul, it's on Kokilo. That's going to be a reset of the shot clock because it was made in the full court. You got to get it in. You got to get open. Maras bumping. Nobody came to help him out, but he probably should have been aware.
That's a bad decision. No reason to rush there. That entire 24-second shot clock. Really poor turnover.
You kind of feel a three-pointer might be coming. Remember, Missy's got three. There it is. Boom! And he gives Angola a 1-point lead. Incredible. Shilde Dundao, Mighty Mouse.
We got to go quickly here. Don't want to get below the clock.
Oh, there's a steal. Now Miguel goes in. He's fouled. Oh, wow, the atmosphere here tonight's incredible. Celta Miguel has hit the ground. But timeout is going to be called. Well, he stepped up big time against Cabo Verde and now gives Angola a 1-point lead. And when we come back from this timeout, they'll have 2 free throws. But the question is, Celta Miguel hitting the deck. What a turnaround, coach.
2 huge threes from Shilde. Stepping up when his team needs him the most. And for Cameroon, just a real lack of composure. You saw Naras there forcing the back down, leading to the turnover. Just got to be disciplined here. Obviously, 2 big free throws coming up here. Affects your decision making in terms of what you want to do offensively in this possession.
Well, if he makes both free throws, it does become a 3-point ball game. The good thing for Angola, coach, is that I believe they do have a foul to give.
Not sure why Cameroon electing to use the timeout here. Probably better served advancing the ball, saving the clock. You know, every second so important.
Well, the atmosphere is absolutely buzzing. 12,700 fans here for the second semifinal of the 2025 FIBA AfroBasket. And we got the best seats in the house.
We really do. This crowd is electric right now, and that man right there, those 2 3-pointers coming in the last couple minutes, and how big were those?
Well, they left him wide open. They had to double team, and he made them pay.
He did. Another huge performance down the stretch. We saw it against Cabo Verde. So many big plays in crunch time, and once again, Shilde Dundao stepping up when his team has needed him.
Celta Miguel leading scorer tonight for Angola with 16 points. He's missed 1 free throw tonight. I'm not sure what the confusion is now, but
Coming, just in regular speed, please. No basket, keep going, okay. No basket, 2 shots for white 1. After review, we have 2 shots for white 1. 2 shots.
I think the officials may have just interpreted or mistakenly interpreted by accident that he had made the basket, but so it will be 2 free throws. I thought maybe they're going to review if there was potential unsportsmanlike, which Had that have been cool, Coach, that would have been game over.
Well, if you're Selton Miguel in Angola, though, you got to be upset. I mean, the officials had a timeout to discuss all this. Instead, Selton Miguel comes to the free throw line. There's been nothing but delays. It can be really hard in these moments to step up and knock shots down.
Well, he's 1 for 2 on his last trip. I missed the first one again. Very best, make it a 2-point lead. 28 seconds left. Second one good.
Cameron's going to have to bring it up against pressure, though. Again, I was really surprised they didn't use the timeout here.
4 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Angola's got 1 foul to give. Hill comes up with it, kicks out. Nadas for the lead. Doesn't get it. Beku comes up with it. Ateba, he'll go for a 3. He's rejected. But I believe that is going to remain Cameroon ball. And Alfred Aboya, I think, is going to call timeout.
That was a wide open look for Naras at the top of the key. You see the difference there. Shilda Dundao able to knock his down. Naras just missing. This whole crowd held their breath. Still time here, though, for Cameroon to draw up a play. Doesn't have to be a 3.
Well, that's the second block for Bruno Fernando. Could that block, and if they ought to come up with a steal or a missed shot for Cameroon, be the block that sends them to the final?
4.5 seconds, plenty of time here. If you're Cameroon, Coach Aboya drawing something up here. I'm sure you already have your quick hitters on baseline out of bounds. I would expect they would want Jeremiah Hill coming off of screens. We've seen them use just a back pick the picker. A pretty simple set to create looks for him. Another possibility, though, you could look for Missy. Hill setting a back pick for Missy, seeing if you get all the defense focused on Hill. Maybe find Missy at the rim. Again, you don't have to go for 3 in this moment.
This game does go to overtime. Both Beckham and Eve Missy have 4 fouls each. Angola just need 1 stop. 1 stop to get to the finals and meet Mali.
Well, Hill's the inbounder here, so he's probably going to look to get it back off a handoff. Not a lot of time, though, for something like that.
There's the lob. Missy gets it. Foul's given. So a chance to tie things up here with 3.1. Well, Coach, this is where it all comes into play. This is where the hours of practice, this is where it counts. He's 1 for 3 from the free throw line this evening.
If you're Cameroon, you want to get some size in here for this rebound. Jeremiah Hill gave him a great pass. Missy's got to go and dunk that lob. Instead came down with it, gave them a chance to foul. But Cameroon, you want to get all your bigs in this game here. If there's a miss, see if you can come up with an offensive rebound.
Well, it's now 13 out of 22 in total here in the AfroBasket. Make this, we potentially go to OT. Miss it, you got to come up with an offensive rebound. Got them both. And a timeout is going to be called by Pep Claros. Missy, the nerves of steel to make those both.
You are absolutely right. This young player stepping up in that moment, knocking down 2 huge free throws. And now if you're Angola, where are you gonna go here? You gotta expect, you want the ball in Shilda's hands. The only issue, so little time left. If he's trapped, it might be hard for him to find something quickly. If you're Cameroon, I think that's got to be your thought here. If Dundao gets the ball, trap him early. Don't allow him to get anything towards the basket, any kind of shot off whatsoever.
Well, as you mentioned, not a lot of time left. We're going to come back from this timeout in just a few seconds, and indeed, Angola will have it. But they have a chance to win this. They're going to get, I mean, 3.3 is enough time to get it in bounds, take a dribble, maybe 2 at most. But like you said, you've got to think quickly. You've got to be creative.
I mean, Schilder's just so quick. If the ball's in his hands, it's going to be hard to prevent him one-on-one from at least getting a shot off. I'm not sure if they would want to go for a lob, as we saw from Cameroon. I mean, Missy's such an explosive athlete. That's why I thought they might, do that on their side. I think here, though, probably just going to look to get Schilder the ball at the top of the key, see if he can turn the corner immediately with it. If you're Cameroon, I would be switching. Make sure anybody else catches this besides Schilder Dundao.
Well, here we go. Angola, a chance to win this game. Well, they got to get it bound. They find Gaku. He goes for it, and he's fouled. Wow. That is incredible, coach. And again, tough to see at first glance. Would have to see the replay.
Well, we have to see a replay of that. If you're an official, you've got to be 100% certain there. And Angola really just in desperation mode. Whatever their first option was.
Tough to see from this. Have a look from here. Watch Tamanang show. I mean, does he trip on his foot when he comes down?
Well, there's clearly no contact up top, but have to see a replay down below again. See if there's any contact.
Oh, I missed it, but he will get 2 more chances.
I mean, there's still plenty of time on this clock, though.
I don't know why Schilder Dundao is speaking right now to Gaku. Just let him shoot it. You might get into his head even worse. Let him take the free throw.
Well, also, too, we've got discrepancy between the game clock showing 2.8, which I think is right. If you're Cameroon, keep your composure here. You can throw the ball the length of the court. You just gotta be composed. This game is not over. I know it feels like it might be, but 2.8 is tricky. I think if you're Angola, you maybe even want to consider missing this free throw. 2.8 seconds, he makes it. Plenty of time to throw it the length of the court. Not sure. Coach has Hill. He's got his 2 best shooters on the bench right now. The only issue is if he misses it.
Got to go quick. They don't get it off in time. Angola will head to the finals of the FIBA AfroBasket for the first time in 10 years. A 3-pointer that, well, a foul 3-pointer basically